Welcome back to the shop. It's Tuesday, the 5th of February, 2019.
Hi, everybody.
Alrighty, guys, let's get started. Let's talk about this week in the shop and projects completed. Mama continued to work on her dream catchers. That she's
Dream
making.
catchers,
They're coming
those are
along. Now,
fun.
you're not just doing one at a time and finishing. You're kind of doing a little bit on
Yeah.
each. So I got that. You got your feathers you were looking for.
Yes, my feathers. I found my feathers.
Got those yesterday. Wasn't able to saw any on the mill this week because we went to do some or start the tractor up, and it's got a pretty bad fuel leak on the fuel injector, or on the injector pump that I got to fix. Fortunately, the part runs about $24, so if I'm not able to seal it with a new gasket or something, we're just going to have to buy a new part for that. We cleaned up some of the old unusable logs over here. Now that's stuff that just isn't really of any value to cut, stuff that a couple of years ago we would have cut, but right now is no value to cut, or stuff that has metal in it. Matter of fact, there's a pine log out there with a piece of barbed wire sticking in it that's still got to go. And then I got rid of some of the old lumber that really wasn't of any value. Now if you remember when we first started milling, we were cutting anything we could get our hands on, and then some of that stuff just really hasn't stood the test of time. It just hasn't done real well, so we're getting rid of it. It just was a little too punky to do much with. But mostly we fought bats this weekend. Not bats, baseball bats, but live bats, mammal bats flying around the shop.
Scary.
They found a crack in the wall in the kitchen where I put up that paneling, and I forgot to screw down across the top of it. I think it was the actual last piece of paneling I put in there, so I may have actually run out of screws or nails at the time, whatever I was putting. I think I was using screws. But anyhow, they were squeezing up through there, and we had a little problem. I noticed it last week. I was coming down the stairs, and a bat kind of flew up in my face, and me and Mama excavated it out of here. I'm not sure what the right
Was that the
term
one
is,
where we caught with the
yeah,
net?
I had to dig it out of the curtain down here at the base of the stairs, and we released him and let him go. And then Friday night I was letting the dogs in here, and a bat flew up in my face. So I kind of ducked down, and he flew out the door, and I said, okay, this is a problem. This isn't just a bat that wandered in here while I had the door open, and it was nice and warm in here last week when it was so cold. So we got a problem, and sure enough, when Daniel come over on Sunday, he diagnosed the problem, actually found it, and Jay kind of screwed everything down, and I think we pretty much got everything squared away. But we haven't want to be in here with the bats obviously flying around our heads, so we haven't got a lot of projects done. We didn't do anything in the shop this week.
Nothing. I'm not coming in the shop.
And then probably the biggest and most important news, I made my first batch of sweet tea on Sunday. So the first batch of sweet tea for the season anyway, for the new year.
And unsweet. Yum.
Yeah, unsweet don't count, just the sweet tea. But anyhow, make the first batch of tea. Old tea workers working good. Along with that, let's move on. Alrighty, upcoming for two dogs. Mama had made contact with somebody today that has two shows in April. In April. She's got to get more information, but it looks like two arts and crafts shows that we'll be going to. At least as it stands now. I don't think they're juried events. I think it's just send them your $25 and you're in. So we're looking forward to getting more information on that. We'll let you know more as we know more. I'm going to fix the tractor leak. Now, all I need to do is I think I got to pull two bolts off, pull the pump off, and then pull out a series of screws and see if I can reseal it. If I can't, and it's a hole, and it may be a hole, I just can't see back at the angle that the leak's at. If it's a hole, just a bad seal. But if it's a hole, I'm just going to buy a whole new piece and get it. It's 24 bucks, I think, is what I found it on Amazon. But I'll get that sitting here and try to get it fixed up. Daniel and I talked about milling all these pine logs, and that's a lot of milling, but we're talking about getting that done here in the next couple of months, maybe a month or two.
That'd be some pretty wood.
Yeah, me, Mama, and Daniel will be on the old sawmill, on the old LT-15. And if y'all remember, and I know I've talked about this before, the Wood-Mizer LT-15 can mill up to 320 board feet an hour with 3 people working. I think we can probably get pretty close to that and go through some logs. And the way it just kind of averaged out that I looked at it, that would probably be about 2.5 logs an hour that we'd have to mill, move, and stack and everything. And I think we can do that with the tractor and the trailer, and then Mama doing the milling while we're doing all the physical work. But I think we can do that, plus get those logs out of Daniel's yard. I have to saw some oak for a friend of mine at work. He's got some, I believe, mostly red oak and some white oak. Then I'm going to do that this 3-day weekend that's coming up. Not this weekend, but the next weekend, President Day weekend. We got to get that done.
Maybe get me an excavator?
Maybe that might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, for
We
that
could get
3-day
an excavator
weekend.
For that 3-day weekend to do
Yeah,
the logs.
then I
That's
can-
a good idea.
I can drive.
That's a good idea. We might get that excavator at the time. I'll call about that. And since we lost 2 weekends in a row, my birthday weekend and then this last baddie weekend, haven't done anything in the shop. Mom has got to get back on it and get this. What is
The cutting board
for
done.
work, and then Dana's tray done. So we'll
Yep.
be getting that done. Those are the big things coming up here in the next couple of weeks.
And crappie season.
Yep, and crappie season.
Crappie season is
coming.
in. Tomorrow is going to be an excellent day for crappie season, so I may
Go
give up
make
a
a
little
decision.
bit of
Shop
time in the
time.
shop.
Other than that, well, that's about it for this evening. Do you have anything?
Yes, I do. Bula
Mhm.
has got a concert coming
All right.
up on February the 15th, 7:30 p.m.
Mhm.
It's at Maxwell Theater at Augusta University.
All right.
Please put that in your calendar. She would love to see all of us there. You know, we need to support her. She's doing a solo.
Oh, she's doing a solo.
She's doing a
Okay, yeah,
solo,
that's
so
right,
that'll
that's
be
right.
really cool. So everybody try to come.
All right, y'all remember that. Maxwell Performing Art Theater at Augusta University. That's going to be on the 15th of February,
A Friday.
7:30. So it's a Friday. If you can make it, get in. Michaela will be doing a solo, I understand.
Yes.
So looking forward to that. Well, I think that really is about it for
Yes,
this
it is.
evening. As always, we'd like to say thank you for watching the video. And remember, we'd love to see you back in the shop, unless you're a bat.